Hey guys, it's Claire, and I was debating on whether or not I wanted to do this video, but ultimately I decided I could have more content if I did this video. So in this video, I am going to be showing you my entire physical TBR, which is not as big as I thought it was because I went through and read like 10 books in the last week. I have them separated out into 3 different sections. I have for a video, my what's on my nightstand right now to read, and then I have my closet TBR. And no, it's not like a gay thing, it's just like what I have in the closet that I'm not going to currently read in this like month to 2 month period.
You keep your gay to a minimum.
First off, we have the remaining books from my friend's recommendation series. Hopefully that video will come out in May. I'm hoping it does, because it's not, for me, this is not a lot of pages. This is a week's worth of reading. But we have Allison's recommendation, The Penderwicks, which is gonna put this, I'm planning to actually be the next book I read, because last night I just finished Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, so I can get back into this video and read it in conjunction with Alice books. When I say, oh, my next read, I'm not talking necessarily about the Alice books, because I have the rest of the series to go from Alice the Brave on. I just did not want to get out all those books because those books are huge, like moving forward. So I'm not counting them as books right now. I'm counting them as like bonus books, I guess you could say. So I do plan on reading this starting today. And then we have The Alchemist, which Zoe recommended, so that will be in that video. And then A Court of Thorns and Roses, I'm finally gonna do it because Tammy recommended it for me. So these are in their own little section, so I don't get them confused. Now we're gonna get into the nightstand TBR. So I do have Alice the Brave out because it is gonna be the book I read next. So now these 2 books are going at the forefront. I have Fake Dates and Mooncakes, which I think I got at Walmart actually. I was just like, oh, it's a tiny little queer romance. Let me buy it. And then I have not read it yet, but I believe this will be after Penderwicks what I read, if I'm not going to just continue to read all of the books for that video, which I should do. But you need a little like cheesy little romance to throw in between. I have The Saint of Wolves and Butchers. I don't even remember what this is about. Oh, it says Nazi Doctor. I think I got this at Target. I don't remember. I saw the word Nazi and I was like, I guess I need to read this. Like, it's going to be important to my history, so I should read it. I don't know where I was for this book. The Wife Before. I want to say I got it at Keeley's, but it just is like a thriller book. This looked so good. It looked like another version of like The Wife Upstairs, you know, like the one by Frida McFadden, I think it was. And then there was like, and then like Verity is literally The Wife Upstairs, but it's Verity, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a more graphic version of Wife Upstairs. So I thought that's gonna be the same exact thing, so might as well, right? Then I have Blacktop Wasteland. I'm not sure if S.A. Cosby has any other books, but I have already read Razorblade Tears and All Sinners Bleed. So when S.A. Cosby writes a book, Claire Mountcastle reads that book. I just have not read this yet. I got it in like January. So I've had this for a while, but definitely intend to read it. Then I have Butcher and Blackbird. Keely recommended it for me, and I just, again, bought this at the same time I bought Blacktop Wasteland and just have not read it yet. So that is why it's on my nightstand. Then I have another cheesy hockey romance book, Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. Yeah, no idea what this specific one is about, but I saw hockey romance and I intended to read it for my hockey romance video, but I had too many books to talk about. So now it's just here for me to read, and I would definitely be reading this in one sitting if I just sat down to do it. Then I have In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. I have not read Fourth Wing. Faith wanted me to read this book specifically because I believe she has read Fourth Wing, that or she's currently like trying to read it, and she wants me to get into the Yarrowverse. And she's like, we're gonna start you with one of her romances because I don't like fantasy. So definitely intend to read this. I want to read this before Faith comes back into town in June. That should be a pretty good goal because, again, I can finish this in 1 or 2 sittings. Then I got When I Am Dead by Hannah Morrissey. This was my book of the month for April. It is almost May. Will I continue to probably get physical books over audiobooks on book of the month, even though I have not finished this? Yes. Is it a problem? Yes. Are we going to ignore the problem? Yes.
Hey! Acceptance. And
this was also from book of the month. I only got 2 books last month because I knew I had a million other books to read. And then because I've seen it everywhere, Yellowface, what's the name, R.F. Kuang? Yes. I'm really excited to read this one. I know I'm gonna love it. That's why I haven't started it, because I know I won't be able to put it down. And if the camera shakes, Reese is here. She's queer. She's ready for the day. So let's get into the closet TBR. Starting out with the books I literally bought yesterday. The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. This will probably be a 1 or 2 sitting read. It's a really tiny book. And when I say, I'm not like trying to brag, I just happen to read books really, really fast. I don't do social media. Most of my friends have full-time jobs or don't live here, so I literally don't have a life. I read every day, and I can read a book every single day, maybe 2, if I like don't go to work and stuff. So yeah, I'm also just a really fast reader. Like, I could read this in 2 hours if I really tried. Obviously, I'm probably gonna read it in 3 or 4, but that's how my brain works. I listen and watch everything on like 2 times speed. So, funny story about Emily Henry. No idea what it's about, but it's Emily Henry. And when Emily Henry writes a book, Claire Mountcastle reads that book. And finally, I got None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. And I had been debating whether or not I wanted to read the audiobook for this or not, because I've heard the audiobook is even better. But I was at Target yesterday, and at this point I looked through most of the books and I'm like, oh, am I gonna leave empty-handed today? I might as well just get this. So I got this. Then I got Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin. This was my blind date with the book that I bought most recently from Ink Drinkers Anonymous. So I'm very excited to read it. The print looks pretty normal, so this would probably be a 1 or 2 sitting. And then because of the ironic title, Faith and I picked this up at different times. And she's well, no, she's reading this or she's reading Brother right now. I think she's reading Brother right now. She's reading one of these books right now. But yeah, the title just looked very funny. I assume it's gonna be nothing like what we all think of when we hear this, but and then Betting on You was actually the first Lynn Painter book that I bought, but I have not read it yet. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Better Than the Movies. I gave it 3 stars, so I don't have high hopes, but I don't think I'll hate it. And finally, we have the rest of TJR's discography. When TJR writes a book, Claire Mountcastle reads that book. So they're in order, this way, I believe, from oldest to newest. So we have After I Do, Maybe in Another Life, One True Love, and Forever Interrupted. So no idea what these are about. They actually sound like romance books, and the literary queen does not do romance currently. You know, she's off busy writing about her famous 4 in the McRiva universe, and he just is there in all the books. I have no idea what to expect from any of those. They're at the bottom of my TBR right now, because I can't pick up another TBR because I know I will just obsess over it and I will finish it in 1 sitting. And like, I spend lots of money on, I spend like a couple $100s a month on books. Like, I do not need to read them all in 1 sitting. But anyways, there you have it. That is my physical TBR. I don't think I'm leaving anything out other than the rest of the Alice series, which I can put on the screen here. How many books that actually is. I'll see you in the next one.